Hey guys, so I got a new phone, new camera. For some reason it's only wanting to record in 10-minute increments, so that might change later, but I'm gonna try and keep this review nice and quick. Got my notes. Okay, today's gonna be a review of the Salomon XUltra Mid GTX boot. About takes 10 minutes just to say the dang name. Okay, so let's start off with price. This boot retails for about $160, but you can find it if you shop around for about $120, $125 all day long. Just check out some different websites, save yourself some money. So that's a real reasonably priced boot, especially being a good quality and name boot, okay? My experience with Salomon so far is I've had 4 different kind of footwear by them, all being different ones, and meaning not the exact same style, okay? All of them have been really narrow footed, okay? Which that's excellent. I've got a narrow foot and I can never find a boot that fits, and my feet are really picky and get blisters from almost any kind of boot, with the exception of Salomon. These things are really comfortable throughout all the range I've had of them. They've all felt really similar, anywhere from their shoes up to their big boots, and they've all felt really similar, which is nice. I like the consistency, just with, you know, the little differences here and there, whatever, okay? So, build quality of Salomon. All of them seem to have lasted me for about a year. So some of you, that might be a turn off. For me, that's really impressive if any kind of footwear lasts me a year. So I think that's really good. And they're still wearable at a year. Just about a year is when the waterproof starts taking in a little bit of water, and you know, it just doesn't look as pretty. The tread's not as aggressive, although it's still really good, and you know, it's just showing it's been used at a year, okay? But I mean, it's still perfectly capable of being a boot. So, and that's wearing it every day. So work, just anything you do, that hiking, backpacking, these are what I wore, okay? Now, I will say most of Salomon's boots aren't like hardcore leather and stuff, which is good because it makes the boot lightweight. But bad, it's not going to last as long as leather. But again, if it lasts a year, I think that's pretty good in my book. Another thing Salomon's known for is always having a lot of color options. Okay, I'm not a big flashy guy, so I like gray and black. But I mean, they're known for having their reds and blues and yellows and oranges and all this kind of stuff, just so your feet stick out when you're on the trail. So, I mean, you know, I don't use those things, but I like having options if I did want to. So, that's pretty neat. Good job, Salomon, on not just making one color boot throughout the whole line. Okay, so I guess we'll just recap on some pros, and then I'll get into some cons. Okay, pros: inexpensive, really comfortable, they're lightweight. I think they look pretty nice. And then cons, whatever, is this shoelace hook. Okay, let me see if I can zoom in on this real quick, or rather bring it to you guys, see if that'll focus. There we go. Okay, so that hook is nice and big, okay? So it makes it nice and easy for the threading of the laces, okay? Now, that's a big problem. Okay, potentially. There is ways to fix it, okay? But I've had this happen to me several times where I'm walking and the loop of my shoelace will catch on the opposite boot and be hooked in that loop. And it'll send me stumbling for about 5 or 6 feet until I gather myself again. Now, I say that's a problem because honestly, if this would have happened at the wrong time, like when I'm up on a cliff or whatever, checking out the view, I would have sent me right off the edge of the cliff, just surely because I didn't have enough feet in between me and the edge of the cliff for me to gather myself before I fell off. Now that can be remedied, you know, by tucking in your shoelaces or tucking them in up here, or, you know, whatever else. Just sky's the limit on whatever you want to do to your shoelaces, but I do want to make you guys aware of that. Sometimes they get hooked on each other. When you're walking, it'll grab the opposite pant leg. So, you know, honestly, that's the only con I have with these. Like I said, all the pros, and that's the only con, which could potentially be a big one, or it could just be a non-existent one, depending on how you do your shoelaces, okay? And also what kind of pants you wear and all this. So, just wanted to keep that in mind, let you guys know about it. Again, these are, okay, if you're on a budget, but looking to get some good boots, and you have a slender foot, check these out, okay? Because these are excellent boots. They're inexpensive. I mean, they're as cheap, if not cheaper, than some of the really crappy brands like Wolverine and things like that. These are around that same price range, but the build quality, the comfort, the waterproofness, everything is better about these. Okay, so, you know, $120 saying if you got it on sale, really cheap, great boot, real nice, aggressive traction. Okay, so let me get into that real quick, okay? So as I said, everyday use for about a year. Okay, see if we'll focus in on that. Okay, and that's still what we're left with. Okay, that's pretty good in my opinion. That's still a, you know, that's a lot more than your average shoe has, right, when you get it brand new. Okay, so that's one of my favorite things about Salomon. I don't know if this will focus. These are my Salomon Speedcross 3 shoes. And here's the tread on these. And I love Salomon for these boots. Like when you walk, it like rips up the concrete out from underneath the foot. They're just manly, okay? Just manly, and they work great. These things eat dirt, rocks, sticks, whatever you step on them, and it's basically just gonna hold on to it. So, 2 thumbs up, best traction I've ever seen on any footwear I've had. So, that wraps up my review of the Salomon XUltra Mid GTX boot. Thanks for watching, guys.